Hey everyone, welcome to the third edition of the Gamestorm Magic Podcast, live from the pre-release Saturday. What is today? I can't
Today's
remember.
the 19th.
Today's the 19th? Okay.
I know that because my watch tells me.
You know what? All the days kind of just blend together at this point, you know?
I agree.
I am Tom Denby.
I'm Dan Horgan.
We will have somebody be joining us at some point. They're still in rounds here. We actually just finished, well, I did. I just split for first in the pre-release, so yay me.
And I just came here from work.
Yep. I actually did really well with my deck. My pool was really, really good. I went Orzhov today, and my commons and uncommons were, like, ridiculous. I didn't get any money cards, which I was like, but my pool was one of the better sealed pools I've actually ever had. So I'll take that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took me to a victory. I only dropped one game all day.
Was your guild Orzhov?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
My promo was Priest of the Forgotten Gods.
Nice.
It's in the deck over there. You're looking at my nice mismatched mana base that I stole from John.
17 lands, and I'm proud you got all the same swamps.
Yeah, I just took mana out of John's mana base. I didn't feel like going through my box and finding my full arts and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't bring my full arts tonight because I didn't think I was going to be here for pre-release.
Yeah, I feel ya.
So let's see.
So my deck, it's got 8 hard removal spells. Well, 3 things that say destroy target creature. 2 things that say sacrifice. And then a sky tether and 1 other piece of removal. My creatures all range from 1 to 4 mana. They're all cheap. They're all good. You know, they're all very powerful. And Orzhov, I've got a Tithe Taker there that you're looking at. It's kind of hard to just talk about a sealed deck without being able to see it.
Yeah.
Just know that I actually dominated people today with this deck.
Yeah, I could see you probably gained a bunch of life. You got this, what's that, the 1-drop, Soul Warden?
Yeah, the Soul Warden for 2.
Basically Soul Warden for 2, and it's a 2/2. You got that Forbidding Spirit, which is the propaganda for a turn.
Right, I got 2 of the Basilica Haunts. The Bell Tower Haunt, whatever it is, Basilica Bell Tower Haunt, maybe.
Basilica Bell Haunt?
Yeah, Bell Haunt.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Yeah, I got 2 of those. I was gaining a ton of life. I have some really good flyers. You know what I mean? Some really
Afterlife seems good.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Afterlife creatures. Like I said, I got
Priest of Forgotten Gods.
I actually
love this
didn't
card.
get to do it to anybody.
Did you know?
No.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense though, because you don't really focus on just creating a bunch of tokens or anything.
It was kind of like a win more.
Yeah.
Like if I got it, yay. If I didn't, oh well.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna play the card.
Right.
Because the ceiling on it's really high.
Yeah, I really like the Tithe Taker. Let's see what else. I like this card. Unbreakable Formation.
This is a card that actually could see some standard play.
Yeah, it's like it's basically Make a Stand, but
so read that card to us.
So it's creatures you control gain indestructible to end a turn, which Make a Stand does, the same mana cost.
Right, for 2 and a white.
And then Addendum, which is if you cast a spell during your main phase, put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain Vigilance till end of turn, which is really cool because they're counters, whereas Make a Stand just gives creatures +1/+0.
Right.
Like while I was at work, I was really bored and was playing Arena Online, and just like I had this and Make a Stand in my deck, cast this on my main phase, and then my opponent like went to respond with something, and I'm just like, cool, Make a Stand, and then he's just like, ooh, and I'm like, yup, and he's just like, I can't respond to that, and I'm like, yep, you're dead.
That's what happens, man. Make a stand type effects. Anything that says make your creatures indestructible.
Yeah.
In limited, especially, it's just a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 of that card you're looking at there, the Consume.
Yeah, Consecrate, Consume. Yeah, I don't see Consecrate being relevant in Standard at all.
It is going to be relevant.
You think the exile target card from a graveyard?
Both sides are going to be. More than anything, it's incidental hate. You know what I mean? There are some decks that have graveyard hate.
I mean,
you're primarily using it for the other half.
I mean, primarily, like with Consecrate, like it's draw a card in black and white.
Right.
Which, like, that's good enough, right?
Or 2 mana draw.
And then the other part is 2 mana, or 4 mana total, 2 colorless, a white and a black. Target player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power. Yeah, and then you gain life equal to its power.
So yeah, in Standard, that card says 4 mana, target player sacks a Carnage Tyrant, I gain 7 life.
Yep.
Did a lot of work for me today.
This one's interesting. Final Payment. I didn't see this card when we were going through spoilers.
I didn't either, but it was a house today for me too.
As an additional cost to cast this spell, pay 5 life or sacrifice a creature or enchantment, a black and a white. That seems okay, and then just destroy target creature.
Yeah, instant speed.
Instant speed.
I could definitely see that card being played in Standard too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a nice sack outlet for the Mardu Aristocrat type decks. Plus, it just has a really high upside of being a 2-mana removal spell.
Right.
Sky Tether's a card
yes.
that I'm going to be playing a lot of in Standard.
Yep.
It's basically 1 mana, turn your creature into nothing for the control decks.
Yep. I'm just reading these cards. I didn't get to play any pre-releases yet because I had work at 9 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
So I couldn't play pre-release last night. And
I'm really happy with the format and the power level of everything. I was looking at the top tables. Right now, Bryant, who's going to be in here later, is playing the guy I just beat to make it to 4-0. They're both on Orzhov, so Orzhov, I noticed, is very powerful. Afterlife is a very good mechanic in Limited, and the Orzhov cards are, they all have good ETBs. The removal's, like, actually too efficient, I think, for Limited. I think that some of just the density of efficient removals, like, a bit toxic for the format, you know what I mean?
So what do you...
First notifications.
What do you think about in Two-Headed Giant of one player just playing a straight removal deck and not having any threats, and then the other player just playing all the threats? I think that's a viable option with how much removal there is.
That's basically what I've been doing, you know what I mean, for the last while in Standard, and even today with this deck. That's what my Standard deck is. It's Esper removal spells.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, like, in Two-Headed Giant for pre-release.
Oh, yeah, you can totally do that, too. Yeah, that's a totally viable option, is one person's just sitting there on mono removal, and the other person just sits there playing Fatty Boom Boom, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's, like, an easy option to do. I didn't really get to pick my guild yet. I know tomorrow I'm going to be playing Orzhov just because I need Tesas. And because I'm building vampires. We've talked about this in previous podcasts, previous videos. And so I need black-white cards, you know. I also need red cards. I am going to build mono-red just in case this deck doesn't work out, because I think I'm going to be heading up to the Classic on next Sunday, because I work Saturday, so I can't go for the main event.
Okay.
But I might head up there and go to the Classic. Might head up there like Saturday night or something. Maybe do a podcast from up there.
That sounds like it could be fun.
But we got to get you to go with.
I'm not going to Indy.
But we can always do a podcast without you. I mean,
that's true.
Obviously, like, we want Tom here.
Oh, if you want to do it without me, totally fine.
Yeah.
I'll take the week off.
That's fine.
I'm going to open one of these prize packs, though.
Let me open one, too.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to open some packs.
Yeah, some of these fresh winnings. Hey, look at that mythic first pack. Rakdos the Showstopper. So this card actually got cast a lot of times today. I kept hearing it. What'd I get in that one, buddy?
You got a drill bit.
Drill bit?
And then Zagana?
That's literally
Utopia
the
speaker?
second Zagana I've got.
Yeah.
That's really bad. Well, I've got 2 legendaries now. Look at me go.
Nice.
I'm a beast.
I don't think there's anything else in this.
These are all pretty garbage.
Oh, you got Skewer the Critics, which I need from you.
I have like 6 of those now, actually, already. I keep pulling them.
Dope. Ooh, there's a Frog Lizard token. That's cool.
Ooh, give me that shit.
What?
Oh man, look at that zombie token.
Nice.
That's a good zombie. I just like the Frog Lizard. That thing's cool.
Here's all this. Let's crack some more packs.
Let's do it.
Because we're not doing much.
Yeah, you know what? I just today's gonna be more of a bit of a laid back podcast. It's kind of a celebration. It's magic time, you know. It's pre-release. This is an awesome set, guys. I love it. I am absolutely loving this limited format. I had so much fun today, and yeah, it helps that I was winning, but I felt like all of my games, even though I was winning them, I thought they were all really interactive. You know what I mean? We were both going back and forth. I was killing creatures. They were playing threats and killing my stuff. And I really enjoyed the format. Ugh, God, Verity Circle. This card's real bad.
Bad card.
Bad card.
I got that in Arena today, too.
Dude, Junk Troller. That's so bad.
Ooh, you got another Tithe Taker.
That's my second one. I feel like I'm being told something by the Magic Gods here.
Play Tithe Taker?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really think you.
Ooh, a Spawn of Mayhem?
Nice. Someone cast that against me in Arena today.
I mean,
that's a pretty good card. I didn't realize that was in my pack.
Because you didn't look at your pack.
That's true, I didn't. I just kind of...
Dropping cards.
I am. So what do you think, Dan? What's your favorite card out of this set? What do you think is the best card for Standard?
The best card for Standard or my favorite card? Because those are different cards.
Give me both.
So my favorite card personally is Teysa.
Okay.
Just because I've always been looking for a replacement for like Yahenni and Metallic Mimic in my Vampire deck, and I've been trying to find that ever since though Kaladesh rotated out.
Right.
Like, because that was like one of my favorite decks to play. It was just like, it was so quick and lethal, and like no one knew what to do about it, you know?
Right.
But yeah, like, the best card for Standard is a tough one. That's a really tough question because I don't really know.
You want to know what the best card for Standard is?
Like, what are we talking about, like, as in best card for Standard? Like, what are we defining that as? Like, the most healthy card?
What's going to be the most powerful format-defining card?
So, for week one, this is... I think we've talked about this before. I think week one at the Star City Open, right? But they changed to Standard from it was team constructed. Now it's Standard. I think week one, the two decks that we're going to see a lot of we're going to see Bant Nexus and Mono Red.
Yeah, I think that the Mono Red decks, they're going to fall off very hard because I think Rakdos is just better.
I agree with you, but I think for week one, those are the two decks we know about that are going to be... I think they're going to take it down.
Let me throw a card out here for you. Kaya's Wrath.
I think Kaya's Wrath is very, very, very good, yes.
I think it's the best card in the set.
I'd agree with you, but also I don't know what else is happening right now, you know?
4 mana, destroy all creatures.
No, I agree. That is a outstanding card. And I think it's going to be really great for Black, White, and Esper.
Dan, you're not hearing me.
I am hearing you.
4 mana, destroy all creatures.
But why is that relevant when Bant Nexus is going to be winning?
Because if I'm on Esper, I'm pretty sure I'm just beating Bant. Because
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Like, I just have way too many counter spells for them to deal with.
I hope you're right. But if you have so many board wipes and removal spells in your main deck, and Bant Nexus doesn't play any creatures,
week one,
they
Bant
become
is
dead.
going to be very good, but once, like a month from now, Esper is going to be the best.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that. On the fact that week one, Nexus...
Week one is irrelevant. I mean,
yes,
that's not true.
Yes and no. Week one sets the format.
Week one sets the format for like 3 weeks.
And then someone finds the deck that beats both those decks, and then we
Which is Esper.
repeat the process. Find the deck that beats Esper. Find the you know.
Nothing beats Esper.
I don't know about that.
Esper Winter now.
I don't know about that.
I do though. That's the thing. It is now over for Standard. Here's the thing, guys. I've been saying it for months. Once Hallowed Fountain and what's the other one? Godless Shrine comes out. It doesn't matter what else they give us. Esper's the best, okay? Without any other cards. Now they gave us a 4 mana board wipe on top of it.
Yeah.
Teferi's gonna get banned, man. I feel it. Like 2 months from now, Teferi could be getting banned. Like, and I know that's a bold prediction, but I think he's just about to like completely take over the format.
I want to agree with you, but at the same time I don't, because I think there's been too many bans in Standard recently.
Yeah, but it's gonna be toxic.
I don't know. We'll see, because I think once we see more decks come out, there might be a deck that just Esper can't beat, you know? Like,
Maybe.
We don't know yet. Like, there could be a deck that Esper just can't beat.
Bedeck, bedazzle.
Let's open some more packs.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of them here. You know, that's what happens when you take first place.
I always get fourth, so...
You know, man, it's been a long time since I first placed at one of the pre-releases.
Hey, we got that card that we had a big debate about.
What's that?
Incubation Druid.
That's my third one now.
Nice.
I actually think that card's very good. I've changed
You also got another very debate-worthy card.
What's that?
Can you take a guess? We were talking about it on Friday.
No, I can't guess because I have no idea.
It's an enchantment.
Is it Theater Horrors?
No.
What is it?
Rhythm of the Wild.
Oh, did I really?
Yes.
Nice.
And so that brings up the topic of Rhythm of the Wild. Why is it bad? Because I know you're not the biggest fan of Brad Nelson. That is who said it was a bad card, correct?
Yeah, and I had no idea that he'd even said it was a bad card. And then I found out that he said it was also bad, and everyone else disagrees with him. But I'm on the bandwagon of it's a good card for like 2 weeks, okay? It's a card that's going to see play in some decks. People are really going to be jamming it, you know what I mean? They're just going to try to. But it's one of those cards that past turn 4, it's just, who cares?
Yep. I think it's a good play on turn 2 off a land war elf.
Right.
Turn 3 buff just your lands. After that, I'd rather just play a creature. Or creatures multiple, you know?
Well, and then anytime you draw this card off the top of your deck, it just feels so bad. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason, like, people are like, oh my god, this card's an uncommon. The reason Wizards aren't stupid, you know what I mean? They've learned from their mistakes in the past. And they're not stupid in the sense that they're not going to print a card that's, like, broken in that sense.
Right.
At uncommon.
Yeah. I mean, they did give us Felidar Guardian, but that's another story.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're learning. Felidar Guardian also was only cancerous because of one other card, specifically. Let's open another pack.
All right.
I think, I'm not saying it's a bad card. I'm saying it nowhere near lives up to the hype. People are just like trying to ooga booga gruel drum. You know what I mean? They're beating the war drum. Want to play dumb red green stuff. Ugh. God, Rampage of the Clans.
I like this pack.
What'd I get?
Drillbit and Bedevil.
Ooh, Bedevil.
Yeah.
Do Bedevil. I'm a fan of the card Bedevil.
Well, I like these treasures too.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. It's a very nice treasure. Here, let's do one more each, man. These are the last two.
Let's see.
I'm over here sorting them and stuff. Making sure I don't lose anything. Keeping all the good stuff for myself.
This card's funny. Tower Defense. Creatures you control get +0, +5, and gain reach till end of turn.
I love that it's called Tower Defense.
I do too. Alright, you got a Sky Tether.
Oh.
And Warrant Warden.
Ooh, that card's really good. I need those, actually. That's a card I'm gonna be playing. You want to read it off to the people at home?
So Warrant is 2 mana. It's a hybrid. It's 2 hybrid blue or white. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. And then Warden is 5 mana, 3 colorless, a blue and a white. Create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature token with flying and vigilance. Warrant is an instant, and Warden is sorcery.
Really happy with that card.
Yeah.
I think it's removal and a win condition on a card, so I'm going to be playing this card quite a bit in Standard.
I agree.
Good pull, Daniel. Daniel, son.
Now you got to open your last pack.
I know, man. I'm scared.
It's going to be Dovin Bond.
You want to hear something?
Foil Dovin.
I'm real scared, man.
Why?
I have opened 0 Shocklands in all the packs that I've already opened.
Ooh, I need Shocklands too. I need Godless Shrines.
I need Godless Shrines real bad too. I've already got my Hallowed Fountains. I got Old Art.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Mythic. Ravager Worm. This is a card I want to talk about. You want to read this one up for the good people?
Oh yeah, we read this before. 3 mana, 3 colorless, so 6 mana total, 3 colorless, a red, 2 green, creature type worm. It has Riot. It's a 4/5. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 of these 2. Ravager Worm fights target creature you don't control, or destroy target land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability.
I think this card's going to see play in Standard. If Jund comes around, this card seems like a really good high end for a Jund deck.
Yeah.
I really like that ability of destroy target land with an activated ability, being able to fight their search for Cantas like we talked about.
Memorial Follies.
Maps, memorials, all that type of stuff.
The Maze of Ith that I think is going to get played a little bit more.
Probably.
The other thing I like about that card is the fact that they made it a 4/5 instead of a 5/4. That is 100% relevant. It does not die to Lava Coil.
It sure is, Cotton.
Yeah, like
You watch Dodgeball.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I hate when they print really good cards, but then they're like just easy data removals, like instant speed removal too, and you're just
Yeah.
like, why does this thing have to be 3 on the butt? Why can't it be 4? Like you could have made it a 1-4, I would have played it, but you made it a 2-3, and I can't play it now.
Right.
Or like you made it a 3-2, something like that, and it's just like I hate that.
It's like Dream Eater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Dream Eater was a 4/4, for example, or the fact that it is 3 toughness.
Yeah, like
It's just unplayable.
or if it was like a 2-5, like
right. It just
even
needs
that,
a fat
like-
butt.
yeah.
I hate the Wizards printing these weird creatures with the awkward power and toughness.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather have something have a big butt than a lot of power.
Thick with 2 C's.
Yeah, it's like 3 C's.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, but
This is the worst podcast we've ever done.
yeah, no, we don't have a lot to talk about. Like, we're really just kind of winging it today.
Yeah, we really are. We're unprepared. We're disorganized, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's pre-release, man.
Right.
I love this limited format. Like I know I said it earlier, but it is so much fun. I played against 2 people playing Simic. Their decks were super sweet, man. They were doing all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna adapt this creature, and when a counter is placed here, that triggers this effect that allows me to loot, and then this. You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
doing all these sweet synergies. And then I played against some dude playing beaters, you know what I mean? Just little low to the ground creatures, and he had like 6 removal spells in his deck, not quite as many as I did, but he had a lot of them, you know what I mean? And we had a back and forth, really fought out match. He was the guy that hung the game loss on me, but I ended up taking him down in game 3 and round 2 there. Played against somebody playing Orzhov, like I said earlier, and we had cut 2 good games. I actually won game 2 on a mull, and it just, the deck is very good. I don't know what else to say about that. But the limited format, it just feels like Wizards did a very good job. The one thing I would say is that Orzhov feels like it has too much good removal. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of very cheap removal.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. What about Gruul?
There was a lot of people here playing Gruul today, and it really underperformed. There's nobody at the top tables playing Gruul.
Yeah, I've been predicting that like Gruul looks really good, like by just looking at the cards, right?
Right.
But I think all the Gruul decks are just going to underperform, like even in standard, not only in pre-release but in standard as well.
Well, that's the thing, right? People, every time a new set comes out, the first thing that people look at are like the red, the green cards. Like, oh man, what can we do to make big creatures, right? And it usually takes a little bit longer to find the value in the blue and the black control, slower white cards, you know what I mean? So it kind of goes to figure that the same thing happens with pre-release and these type of events too, where everyone's like, oh man, look at these sweet, very powerful creatures that I have, when it's like, okay, Orzhov has all this super efficient removal and creatures with afterlife and all these really good ETBs, and it let me grind out that way, you know what I mean? And honestly, I think the best guild is probably going to end up being Simic. You know, all things considered,
Yeah.
I think Simic's probably going to end up being the best one, just because it has the most late game mana sinks. Its creatures are huge. It's got a lot of powerful spells in it. So when the dust settles, I think the 2 best ones are Simic and Orzhov, with Simic edging it out.
Yeah. One thing I find interesting. So we talked about how Bant Nexus. We think Bant Nexus and Mono Red are going to be 2 of the top decks next weekend.
Right.
One thing I find really interesting about that is typically control decks don't win for the first few weeks, because especially like with figuring out what your bad matchups are and building your sideboard to those bad matchups,
Correct.
you don't get a lot of that prior to week 1, like prior to the first 3 weeks, so you really know what the format's settled, like till the format has settled, sorry. And like, so I wonder, like, is Bant Nexus really going to be the top deck though?
I really don't think so. I think Wilderness Reclamation makes the deck very powerful, but I don't think that the best iteration of the Bant control deck is going to be a turbo turns deck. I think the best iteration is going to be something closer to what Mr. Ruetigger and I were working on earlier.
Yeah.
Which is like Bant. What are we doing? Like March of the Multitudes on the end step to make a whole bunch of dudes, and just like Bant can just control. Using Wilderness Reclamation is just this insane value card.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wonder, because the one reason also, again, this is like just counter-arguing what I literally just said, are there going to be people prepared for Bant Nexus this weekend, or this upcoming weekend?
I think so.
Because, I mean, obviously you have to have sideboard slots for Wilderness Reclamation.
What was that?
Barrett's sticking his tongue out at us.
What up, Barrett? Come on in here. Come in. We're going to have Barrett on, guys.
We're going to have Barrett come in and talk.
What's up, Barrett?
Not much, guys. What's up?
How'd you do, man?
I actually ended up going 3-1.
Solid.
How'd you go 3-1 in a 5-rounder?
4-1, sorry.
Hey, that's what's up, dude. Congratulations.
3-1 drop. That's how you
You
go.
want to have a seat? Would you like to join us?
Sure.
He wanted to come in. He felt left out, so that's why he's standing there at the window like, nah, let me in your club.
I want to be cool.
Yeah. So tell us about your deck, man.
I played Rakdos today. It was actually pretty sweet.
Do you have it on you? I want to take a look at this. There we go.
I do. I actually had 2 of the big Rakdos bombs. I had Rakdos himself, and then what is it? Demon of the Spawn or whatever.
Spawn of Mayhem. I actually just opened one of those out of my prize packs.
Yeah.
Don't give me the finger, mister. I opened one for my pre-release pool.
Just saying. But yeah, I think actually the biggest Rakdos card in Limited right now is Rakdos himself. Like, there was so many times where I was like facing down like 5 creatures, I was gonna die. I play Rakdos and I would hit tails like every time.
God,
Wipe
it's
their
so
whole board.
brutal.
Yeah.
Just plague wind them.
Yep, that's literally you Tom saw me do it once, and I just did it to the last guy to win. Like,
Plague wind with a 6/6 flying trample.
Yep.
That's great. It reminds me of there was a card like that where you reveal it from your hand, pay a black, and then put a lore counter on something.
Tetsumak.
Yeah.
Bryant and I were talking about that earlier.
Tetsumak and
It's like a
Rakdos.
better version of Tetsumak.
Yeah.
In that regard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because this one you don't have to go, look at this card I have in my hand that I can't cast yet, but let's put counters on your things.
So what were your matchups today? What did you play against?
I played up against a really cool Azorius deck. The guy had Deputy of Detention, he had Dovin, he had like all these just awesome cards. Believe it or not, they were not his pre-release cards, and they were foil. The Dovin and the Deputy of Detention.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I actually watched him open them.
Wow.
Yeah.
He won the pre-release.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's some money right there.
Yeah, and I believe he ended up going X1, only losing to me. So.
Nice.
Yeah, he just hit a lot of counter spells when he needed removal, and just didn't have it. The last guy I played up against, he was playing some sort of weird. I can't remember what it's called. The Simic Splash Red.
Teamer.
Yeah, he was playing Teamer, and it was like ramp into big guys, and he just drew all lands the last game, or the first game, and then the second game he drew like all his dudes and was about to kill me, and Rakdos just does Rakdos stuff. He's a showstopper.
Yeah. So what was your loss? Tell us about that.
My loss was second round to, I want to say, another Azorius player, and he just had big flyers that he could keep pumping up, and he had both games. He saw both on curve or on time when he needed them. He saw both of his quenches, I believe, which is a counter spell that makes you pay an extra 2.
Yeah.
And he just blew me out every time.
It's the Bad Mana League.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just he'd play that, and then I was drawn into a lot of lands. I believe I lost to him. We went to game 3, and I lost to him because I drew 14 out of 17 lands.
That was
that
brutal,
game,
man.
and I was just like,
Oof.
Big oof, yeah, big oof.
Yep.
That's how Magic be
So how
sometimes.
did Rakdos feel to you?
Rakdos felt really good. It's really strong. It can be control-y and top-heavy, or it can be just super lightning fast, which has always been good from my experiences in pre-releases. So I think it's probably one of the stronger colors. I don't see Azorius as being that oppressive, but I see Gruul's really good. Rakdos is really good, I've seen. And probably one of the best ones to go with Orzhov is just it. I've seen it do insane stuff today. So.
Well, and here's the thing. Mike Dowling, who split with me, he went Azorius. So it seems like all the guilds are just good,
Yeah. I think the most underwhelming, though, personally, is Gruul.
It might be Gruul. It's either Gruul or Azorius, honestly. Azorius has some really good flyers. Gruul's got some really good big stuff, but I think them two are going to be fighting for last place.
Sometimes flyers are just good, though.
Well, yeah, we found that out today. The only reason I did anything and won today was because I had flyers.
Exactly.
That's true. Gruul is good, though. It underperformed today, but it's not bad. Hey, you want to come on in? How'd you do, big boy?
4-1.
4-1. You gonna step out, Barrett? Or you gonna stay?
I am. I'm done.
You went 4-1 also? Welcome, Bryant.
Everyone's going 4-1.
So tell us about it. How'd your last round go?
Last round was fine. It was the Orzhov mirror. He had way less
Thank
flyers.
you, Barrett.
Yep. Thank you guys.
That mirror is all about who has more flyers. That's just what it comes down to. It felt like most games that I played today was which deck had more flyers.
Flyers seem super important in this format.
Super important.
Which goes back to why I said Azorius could be not awful. I think that's why I think Gruul's just worse.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That probably is true. Flyers feel very powerful right now.
I think flyers always feel powerful in any limited format, really.
By the way, I hate you.
Why?
You beat my tiebreaker. You're going to give Dowling first place for the Facebook glory.
Yes. He deserves it.
No.
He deserves it. He had a good deck.
He did have a
It had a
good deck.
lot of great tricks in it.
But me.
Yeah. No. Dowling deserves it way more than you.
Oh, way more. You hear that,
get-
everybody?
Did you talk about your top 5 standard cards?
No, we didn't. That's a good topic.
I want to hear Horgan's top 5.
Yeah, so this is something we talked about. What are your top 5 cards for the standard format? Not necessary, as in, what are your 5 most excited for cards? What are you excited to play?
Me personally.
You personally, Dan Horgan, what do you think are the best cards for you to be playing? What are your top 5?
Number 1, Teysa. Again.
Ooh.
I love Teysa. I love black-white. If I can be playing black-white, I'm going to be playing black-white. That's when you both started coming to play here, I was on black-white still, right? And I played that deck for almost a full year because that was when they were messing with rotation and none of my deck rotated out.
So your number 1 card is clearly Kaya Planeswalker, right? Jesus.
No, Kaya sucks. What do you think
Kaya
about that?
does not suck.
She's
in
not
eternal
bad.
formats. In standard, she's pretty awful.
Okay, I play standard and that's it. So whenever I say something sucks, I'm saying it sucks for standard.
That's fair.
I don't really know what my other top cards are. I like now I can't think of the name. 4-mana enchantment, green, untapped lands,
Wilderness
Reclamation. I like that card. Not really my colors. I hate playing green. I hate playing red. Although I'm gonna build mono red. I like Light Up the Stage. That's what the card's called, right?
The one that exiles too.
Yeah, I like that card a lot. I think it's going to be played outside of standard as well.
It'll be in Burned and Modern probably.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the podcast, Mike Dowling.
What's up, guys?
This is the guy I split first with. He's also going to be my partner tonight when we take it down.
Do you think I would have destroyed you if we had gone to games?
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Your deck was great.
Yeah.
The synergies that you had
Listen to
between
Bryant over
Biomancer and whatever, all your 6,000 adapt guys.
I was looking at your
all
deck.
the
Your deck
buttholes.
was
All the
really
buttholes.
good.
Can we say butthole?
Homunculus, yeah.
Yeah, you can
Look
say
at the art on
butthole.
that card.
Yeah.
Can we say butthole?
Hey, Dad!
Yeah,
Welcome to the
That's
podcast,
good.
Dad. Hey, oh.
Give us a joke.
No, we're recording.
Yeah, you're live.
You got it?
No, we're going.
All right, so you got 1 card so far.
No, I got
How does it take you so long to
3.
give us?
I got 3 cards.
All right, what was Reformation?
Teysa,
Teysa,
Light Up the Stage.
Light the Stage. Okay.
Let's go with Deputy Detention because I think it's going to be
Okay.
played in Modern, in
No.
Spirits, and in Humans. What's
That's the
another
detention
card?
sphere guy?
Yeah. It's gonna be played in Aether Vial decks.
I don't know. It just seems like too fragile to me.
What?
It's like Detention Sphere was like hard to like even play as an enchantment, but then you have this guy that has a body on it that you gotta protect.
But you can bring it in at instant speed.
Right, but you've
Vial.
had like Fiend Hunters and like other stuff like that that's like been around. I think.
Not as
That
good as
guy's
this
gonna
card.
be.
You think it's
modern
much
for
better?
This is a D sphere
That
on a
guy is
body.
much better. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than a
On a
fiend.
1/3.
I think it's fine.
I think it's very good. I think it's going to be all over modern in the Collected Company decks.
I'm just trying to think of like other cards that are in the set. We'll go with the Pitiless Pontiff
Okay.
because
That's a good one.
it's the combo with Teysa and Elenda type
Sure.
thing. So that'll be my 5th card.
All right, Dowling, how about you?
Favorite card of the set?
Yep.
5. Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.
All the Shocklands. No, I don't know.
Done. Moving on. Tom.
Yeah. Favorite card is obviously Kaya's Wrath.
Electro Dominance. What?
Boogaloo. No, Kaya's Wrath. By far my favorite card.
That's in my top 5, but obviously you were gonna do it, so I wanted to bring up other cards.
Oh god, it's got such a good place in my heart now. 4 mana, destroy all creatures. Absorb for sure. Bedevil, I'm not going to be playing it, but I think it's probably one of the strongest cards in the set. It's going to take, some of the decks in Modern play like Hero's Downfall. So if they're playing Hero's Downfall, it's probably just an upgrade to play Bedevil.
Ooh, I forgot about Mortify too.
Yeah, Mortify's in my top 5 for sure. What else is in this set?
So you got 4.
Yeah, Hallowed Fountain.
You're not gonna go with you're not gonna go with
Honestly-
Electro Dominance.
No, Boogaloo is not making it. No, that was the first card I said, wasn't it? No, Kaya's Wrath. If I'm doing top 6 then, because Hallowed Fountain has to be there, so Boogaloo, Electro Dominance.
Snuck it in.
Yeah.
There you
Snuck
go.
it in.
What about you, Brian?
Mine are Judith, Mortify, Absorb, Rhythm of the Wild, and Wilderness Reclamation. I think Wilderness Reclamation.
So you're only giving us 4?
Huh?
You're giving us 4?
That was only 4?
Yeah, come on, old man. I know it's been a long day.
Judith, Absorb, Mortify,
Wilderness Reclamation.
Wilderness Reclamation, probably Theater.
Theater of Horrors?
Yeah.
You are
All over it, huh?
such a grindy player. Your top
Wait,
5
didn't you
is
say
just-
Rhythm in the Wild?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhythm of the Wild is my number 1, hands down. I think that card's broken. I think
I
card
don't.
is on the same power level of
I don't agree.
Aether's Marvel.
I don't agree
Wrong.
Lets you cheat on mana.
You're wrong. You'll see.
It's just fine. Like you gotta get out protected too once you get it out. Like we were saying, there's like how many answers to it?
Well, I think
with you.
the-
You have a
put it down.
1 mana instant speed answer to it in white.
I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
answers to
You
it.
have
just right now we
Demystify.
don't see that main deck.
Mortify.
Mortify is about it. But maybe Brontodon, you don't see Rexage, you don't see Knight.
Well,
Assassin's Trophy?
to be fair,
Not many decks.
if
I don't know if
if
it's
people
Assassin's
think
Yeah.
Bant Nexus is going to be a thing, everyone's going to be playing main deck enchantment removal.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Get rid
any
of
white
Surge,
deck is going to be playing
Ixalan's
Demystify,
Binding.
Ixalan's Binding, or Invoke the Divine. Like they're just going to be main decking 2 of those. And then like any black-white deck is going to play Mortify and maybe also Demystify or something like that.
It'll play Binding.
Or Binding, but I think like people want like a faster instant speed removal for it because they don't want it to hit the battlefield and then get value. So
That's the one upside is that there's probably once you land it, you're gonna get like 1 on tap, most likely.
Yeah.
You know, unless they just hard counter it.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you, Mike, actually,
Yeah.
what guild did you go today?
I went Azorius.
Tell me about Azorius. How'd you feel about it?
I think it had a lot of good, just like value spells to get me through the long game. I had 2 of the draw 2, gain 2 life,
Yeah.
which actually ended up being pretty good. Just and I was just playing,
Believe in us?
I was just playing Bant Flyers pretty much the whole time. I think I had like 12 flying creatures in my pool, something like that. So I feel like that was like a big win for me. It was just everybody was playing like the X ones, and I had all the I had the 1/4 flying vigilance guy, and just always stopped up the air, and was able to draw some cards and keep the flyers going. And that seemed to just be the theme of the night. Was just like nobody was able to kind of get through the flyers, and then I was able to just attack over everybody because I just had more flyers.
That's exactly what happened in my matches for the most part with the Flyers.
So Dan, what are you playing tonight? Who are you teaming with? Do you have a strategy? Have you seen? What do you think based on what you've seen so far? What you're going to be looking for two-headed giant specifically? Are there any cards that stand out as being especially strong in that format as opposed to the 1v1?
I think having one person just play a straight removal deck, having another person play like an aggro or mid-rangey deck, and just like play a bunch of dudes, I think that's like a viable option with how much removals in these sets. I haven't played any of the pre-releases yet. This is going to be my first one, so I'm not too confident in knowing what I'm doing yet. Tomorrow, two-headed giant will be a lot different.
Yeah, I've tried it at least once at this point, right?
Yeah, no, I had work today, so at 9, so I couldn't play the midnight. And then I worked till 5 and came here to do this. So, but yeah, I'm teaming up with Matt. I don't know his last name.
Okay. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually when I sit down with him. But yeah, I just basically was like, hey, anyone need a two-headed giant partner? Because I just wanted to play. I was originally going to do 1 p.m. tomorrow and 7 p.m. two-headed giant, but I like playing two-headed giant way better.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for these events.
Yeah, even if I don't do well, like I don't care. It's more fun than playing 1v1.
I think you're right, generally speaking, about the strategies. I feel like it's just, it's a more controlling, slower format, so you just always have to figure out at least one person to have some sort of grindy, controlling deck to kind of win the long game, because it seems like, I haven't seen many people be able to just have like very effective aggro strategies in two-headed giant. There's almost always something, some answer that the other team's going to be able to provide.
There's been a few times where like me and my partner have just built like 2 aggro decks and just
so
beat face.
Perfectly streamlined that you can just get in that 30 damage.
Yeah, it's like
in the 6 or 7 turns or something.
Sometimes that just happens, and it was more so in formats where like they didn't have that instant speed removal or the big board wipes because there just wasn't
favorable to the aggro decks.
Right, but like other people were doing like 1 control deck, 1 aggro deck, but then when we're just doing 2 aggro decks, the control deck wasn't fast enough to keep up with how much we were putting out, and the aggro deck was because they only had 1 aggro deck, they were only able to block like half the stuff we had. Yeah. So we were still getting in half the damage, right? Yeah, but I think this is more of a mid-range and removal type thing.
Definitely feels like a slower format, just at least from what I've seen.
And I've heard there's like a lot of interaction. A lot more
removal. It seems like you're always, when you're in that combat phase where somebody's blocking, you're like, do they have the trick? They almost always have the trick because there's just so many tricks in this format.
Yeah.
So.
You're teaming up with Tom. Do you guys know what guilds you guys are picking?
Yeah, so I'm doing Orzhov and he's doing Azorius. I think it's a good idea if you can to try to get like a 3-color combo, and like maybe somebody has, for us, for instance, the plays the Esper deck between the 2 guild specific packs, being able to just kind of fuel that sort of deck.
Yeah.
The other player plays what's left over. I mean, that's the idea that I'll go into it with. Whether or not that actually pans out for us, we'll see.
Yeah, I decided for this one I'm not going to pick my guild.
No, you're just going to take whatever you get?
Well, I told my partner, I'm like, hey, I gotta get off. I'm going to get off work, and then I'm going to basically come here, do a podcast, let John know that we're going to be here for it. And then if you want to pick both our guilds, go ahead. If not, I don't care what guild I get, so just go ahead and pick whatever. Cool. Hey, Tom's back from going to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was really a photo finish, we'll say. Not the most pleasant experience.
Yeah.
These things happen, though.
Yeah. So I think we want to get wrapping this up, huh?
Yeah, it's about that time. Getting ready to start this two-headed giant. Mike Dowling and I, we're going to team up.
Yep.
Took first and second place in the 1 p.m. today. Throwing the gauntlet down. We're about to win.
Are you going to take first and second place in this? Because that'd be impressive.
Yeah, we're just going to send them home.
First and second place goes
we'll take
to
their packs.
Tom and Mike, right?
We'll split with them, and then we'll beat them up.
We'll see what happens.
I don't condone this. But yeah, so
thank you all for joining us.
Yep.
I've been Tom Denby.
Dan Horgan.
This has been Mike Dowling. You guys have a good night.
Yep. Peace out, y'all.
We would also like to thank Gamestorm as well for letting us use their space and sponsoring us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Peace.